I hate any time I mention racism, or racial inequality. That there's always those few white people that tell me I should get over it, and that I'm being too sensitive, or that racism doesn't exist anymore, or that I'm not affected by it because I wasn't a slave. I hate when a young kid of color is murdered by police. It was all in the line of duty. I hate when a white person commits a crime. It can be excused with a weak defense, while a person of color who commits a lesser crime will get more time. I hate that when I praise my sisters of all shades and forms of black that I get attacked or questioned. Hey, what about us? It is you. All day long it's you. This is your world, even though in actuality you're the minority. I hate that some white people will try to justify racism not being a factor anymore by stating, look at all the work we do in Africa, when it was your work that helped destroy Africa. And for one moment, forget about Africa. What are you doing on your own doorstep in Chicago, Brooklyn, LA, Brixton, Peckham, Detroit, Ferguson, and anywhere where people of color live in poverty within the Western world? I hate that I praise my black women in a video without degrading any other race, but got called racist. I hate that we are battling ourselves based on skin shade. I hate that you will never understand what I understand, and you will never have to accept what I have to accept. Because you were born with less melanin in your skin into a society that deems white the right color. I hate that some white people truly believe that it's over. I hate when somebody tells me to get over it. You know what? There's no way to sugarcoat that. That line, get over it, or it's 2014, racism is over, only ever comes from deluded white people. I'm sick and tired of that phrase. Get over it? Especially when a subject about slavery comes up. The past is the past, let it go. Well, let me punch you in the face and say, you know what, let it go, it's in the past. Even though it still hurts you and you've got a bruise and the pain is still affecting you a few weeks later. But get over it. Nobody would say that to a rape victim who still has trust issues with men. When white people complain about reverse racism, I don't notice anybody telling them to get over it. Instead, their complaints are getting taken seriously, like it truly matters. Get over it assumes racism is completely over, that it's either dead and gone, ancient history. Get over it. Blacks and other minorities are either stuck in the past or making something out of nothing. Get over it. Assumes that whites are a better judge of racism against blacks than blacks themselves, because blacks are oversensitive, because they're like children who have it too easy and complain about every little thing. And like children, blacks don't know what's best for them. But apparently white people do, right? So racism is over. Because I just imagine being overlooked for jobs simply because I have a black and Spanish last name, or I'm told my hair is too ethnic for this role. Or why am I constantly followed in every store I go into while some white kid is unsupervised as he robs the whole store? Because they were too busy following me around the store I go into every damn day. Or when I get stopped for jogging in my neighborhood at night. Moving forward is a two-way street. They want us to forget, but don't want to forget the stereotypes and negative beliefs they still cling to. Racism is not over just because you say it is, just because you close your eyes to it. They don't see or want to see that a society that could allow that to be done to people because of the color of their skin could allow other bad things to be done to them, even now. Racism still affects our lives. Racism did not die on the day they freed the slaves. Racism did not die on the day they outlawed hanging a black man from a tree. Racism did not even die on the day a black man put his hand on the Bible and became president. In fact, it seems to have only made it worse since it was against the wishes of most white voters. Racism is dead? Well, it must be a zombie because it's very much alive. People with that get over it attitude are the biggest part of the problem because they usually see the imbalance, but they're okay with it. Get over it implies, it was no big deal. It was our fault. And that's for the people that say, me too. Oh, we had it rough too. You know what? Shut up, all right? For 1 second, actually listen to what another person has to say instead of trying to make everything about you. Oh, and to the people that constantly claim, I see no color. We're all one race. You know what? Aside from human not actually being a race, but a species, I wonder how true that actually is. I've had white friends in the past swear to God they loved me to pieces and we were all brothers. But as soon as we fell out, I became a nigger. I hate how people can ignore the facts of active racism and oppression in Western societies. Do you think a black man being killed every 28 hours by police has nothing to do with race? Over 60% of people incarcerated are people of color, even though they only account for 30% of the US population. People of color are actually less likely to be involved in drug-related crimes, yet they're disproportionately represented in the number of people arrested for them. Black and Latino women last year were arrested at double the rate of white women. Yet they are the minority in the grand scheme of population within the US. Yo, the list goes on. But denial only gets stronger and stronger. No matter how many statistics I provide you, or how nice, kind, articulately I express my standpoint to you, or how many times I revise, reword, and reiterate my messages for you, you will still stand by with your ears plugged, chanting, la 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 la, you're a racist, Angel. I hate the history of oppression and injustice that continues to be overlooked and ignored by the greater white populace because it makes you uncomfortable or makes you feel guilty. While I debate whether or not I ever want to have children because one day they might be the unarmed victim being shot down or the promising young person whose life was shortened because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because they might be blamed for their own murders, deaths, or assaults, no matter how kind-hearted, intelligent, and respectful I raised them to be. And I hate that some of my own people forget that we're still fighting this battle. But the thing is, I don't hate white people. I just love my people beyond words. And if this makes me racist, then whatever. New Black Panther mentality. Because if you shoot us, then we shoot back.
Peace, love, and coconut oil.
Hey man, that's racist. Please remember that from now on, brand new never before seen videos, as well as live streams, will only be available on my website, ikyg.com, via a Patreon subscription. ikyg.com is a Black-owned, Black-ran platform, 100% free from censorship. It's the only place where we don't have to worry about what we say and expressing ourselves. Make sure you check out the description and the comment section for important links, as well as information in video form that shows you what benefits you get when you support the site and join my Patreon. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe and be notified every time I upload a video. For exclusive content and perks, check out my Patreon. This is where we have private live streams, group chats, live Q&As, live phone calls, and open topics. This is a safe space where you can interact with other like-minded people, make friends, send each other direct private messages, and so much more without any trolls. And yes, you get to use GIFs and images in the live chats. So what are you waiting for? This is a completely independent website, free from censorship. If you'd like to make a donation towards the site so we can continue to put out the truth without fear of being silenced, then please hit that donation button. It's greatly appreciated. Check out the rest of the site for videos, private and public live streams, find out all the tea, and make sure to utilize the Black Money section of the website. Advertise your business absolutely free to people that look like you, free forever. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at angel_IKYG.